Good morning. I'm starting later this morning. You can probably guess some reason, but I had two reasons. And one was obviously the very intense cloud formation, and it's great to get the sun disk. But I didn't intend to stay that long waiting, because I'm sure we'll get the sun disk now anyway. But there were a number of pilgrims that had questions that were out here. They're all gone in now, mostly. So here we are. It's the equinox, 21st of September. Here in the northern hemisphere, we're in the fall equinox. And down south, way down under, the spring equinox. I wonder when was the first time people became aware of that. And then little by little it became established knowledge. I love the abundance of these flowers. Their vivacity. Gorgeous. And then I still have to keep repeating that I learned from one of you guys that that whole colourful part is not the flower. The flower is a small little piece inside it. So today we have a local boy in the spotlight, and he's over there. Let me see if I can pick out the spot. In Capernaum, or Capernaum, different languages handle it differently. So in the gap there between the reeds, this Capernaum is over there. Actually, I just see the white church of the that has a red roof of the Orthodox. It's in the center of the screen there. And there, this guy that was working for the government, collecting taxes, he's called Levi, he's called Matthew. And he's doing his routine. But I imagine, this guy was in the public eye. He was despised by the classical establishment of the Jewish people because he was collaborating with the Romans, with the Herodians, collecting taxes. But there was something going on in his heart, because when Jesus called him, he stood up immediately and left. I wouldn't think that's the first time Matthew encountered Jesus in terms of becoming aware of his presence, what he was doing. The miracles had to be drawing attention, and he was hearing reports of what he was saying, and it didn't look like he was organizing a mutiny, a rebellion against Roman power. There was something else about him. Some people were being impressively transformed. And it was with the contact with Jesus, their lives were changing. Men and women. There was a new air. And grace had prepared his heart to answer the call immediately. It's one of the beautiful things, some of the great personalities in the Bible. Some of them argue with God like Jeremiah, resist. And others like Isaiah, send me, I'm ready. And the work of grace in each one is different for God. Each one of us is a complete unique project. amazing the difference, isn't there, between the environment today and the light from yesterday. You can contrast with the light from yesterday, with that beautiful sunrise we had. Today has a different beauty, different light. I love the psalm as well today. Their message goes out through all the earth. Psalm 19. Really, it's contemplating nature and the creation, that human gaze at the firmament of the stars, watching the sunrise and the constancy of the stars and the seasonal changes with the stars, and the whole world knows what's going on. It's a great moment of human discovery and connectivity and enrichment that expresses itself in that psalm. A moment of praise, recognizing the Creator. The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims His handiwork. This has inspired so many works of art, with much more, so much interior love to the Creator. So much grace there. Can you hear the waves at this distance? Hello there, Catherine. Long time no see. I imagine you're here, but I don't see the names always when they're coming up on the screen here. My mind is elsewhere. I had a very interesting group yesterday evening late, and another group after that very late. We were in Duckenalton, and the one group I asked you for prayers for everybody, prayer for everybody. But this group it was a group of couples from Mexico, and oh, look who's here! I walked into. Quack, 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 quack. I need a little relationship building with these two geese. Yesterday, somebody praised me for having a good connection with them, but I have to make a little admission for the Instagram picture. I wanted an Instagram picture, and the darn goose wouldn't lift up her head so I could get it in front of the sun. So I got a little stick that was close to me, and I popped it over at her. Of course, her head came up and I got the picture, but she walked off with a huff, like, what a friend you are. So I think we need to give them a little space and have a little makeup of this heart relationship. The heavens proclaim the glory of God, and the firmament proclaims His handiwork. Day pours out the word to day, and night to night imparts knowledge. And this line then is used. Why? There's a good question for you. Why are these readings that we have today chosen for remembering Matthew? Obviously, Matthew's Gospel, we did a swing over there today because it's describing his call and written from his own story. But then why is this psalm there? And it's actually always there for the apostles because their message went out through all the earth. So the psalm that was originally a psalm of all God's creatures, also inanimate creatures, singing his glory, also it becomes a metaphor for all of us human beings singing his glory. His message goes out through all the earth. And the apostles didn't have live streams, but imagine the stream they started as they went forth and proclaimed his resurrection, proclaimed reconciliation and mercy. It's one of the great lines about Matthew. He experienced mercy, and so he could share that mercy with others. His experience of mercy. And then when I look at trees as well, telling the story, you know. What a tree. And that famous poem from Joyce Kilmer, right? A New Jersey boy, and only God can make a tree. Poems are made by fools like me, but only God can make a tree. That beautiful poem he wrote. I think he was a soldier in the First World War. Sometimes we think of soldiers in war and we wouldn't realize that they would write a poem like that. Day pours out the word today, and each of us pour out the word today. And so the apostles are always remembered with this psalm. Their message goes out to all the earth. It's so simple how Jesus showed up in this guy's life, you know. The text is so beautiful. As Jesus passed by, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the customs post. As he passed by. There's a famous line of Augustine. He says, "Be aware of the grace of God passing by." And it's a unique moment. Don't let it pass by in vain. Take advantage of that moment. And Matthew did. And he got up immediately. He didn't wait. Grace was passing by. And he jumped on the train immediately. And then he brings in all the other tax collectors and sinners. And that ruffles some feathers. But it's about mercy. New beginnings. New growth. Maybe a good little thing to do today would be to pray for somebody for whom grace is passing by in a very significant way, so they will answer promptly. And you'd never know when you get to heaven, discovering how powerful that prayer was, how significant it was. Because God works through all of these things. He communicates his love to us through the stars and the sun and the plants and the bees, and especially through you on your knees. And here I see 3 people out on paddle boards. I know Father Rodrigo went out today, but he went out way ahead of the sunrise stroll and chat. So I think we'll leave it like that for today, people. God bless you. Greetings and prayers for all the Matthews out there. See you later, alligators. Maybe you can see the plane over there.